Guys, listen to CrewRadio. Really, I mean it, to do it. Lots of things happening there with my friend Jarl. Our interview coming up shortly.
Yes, Alexander Rybak on CrewRadio at 6 p.m. Europe time, 5 on in the UK, as well as noon in the US. CrewRadio.com. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to Alexander Rybak, my big star of the Eurovision Song Contest and my friend here in Oslo, and he won in 2009 with the song Fairy Tale. Welcome, Alexander.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell me, I mean, everyone loves your song, but tell me all about Eurovision when you won. How did it feel like? What was the audience letting you know, and did you have an idea about it all?
Before I won?
Yeah, during your show.
I've said it so many times that it almost gets like a cliche, but it's true that I was much more privileged to just represent Norway, to represent my country. That's what made me feel like a winner already.
But did you have an idea at all that it was going well, or how did the?
Oh yeah. My self-esteem is on fleek, and I've always thought well of myself, to be honest.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's in Norway. It's not good to say things like that. But now we're not in Norway. We're in the world now.
Well, yeah, you're in. Yeah. I mean, you are a big star in the world now, and the song is probably one of the most played songs right now in Eurovision. I hear whenever I go to any party that plays music, it's Fairy Tale. I mean, that's the song they play, and everyone knows the song, right?
And that's so strange because, and also the sounds you hear in the background, it's with me slicing up my pizza, trying to get some food as well. But when I did like a folk thing, you know, it was a folk tune pop. I didn't know it was gonna be so popular in clubs, because it's not a club song at all, but still it's like legit to play it in clubs, and I'm really happy for that.
I mean, we've played it even in the US, and everyone just loves that song, and you performed that one in New York, and people they really jump up and down and sing along, and it's popular in every age group and every group of people.
Yeah, I remember my first concert in New York. Well, actually, it's not my first concert, because my first concert was in Brighton Beach. I think 3 concerts. It was the year I won. So, of course, a lot of Russians, lots of hype. I really liked it, but then it felt like also it was my first, I don't know, Scandinavian concert maybe. That was at your hotel. When you did the NYCJC, and it was a very nice it was a very nice meeting, because a lot of friends, like colleagues from Eurovision, Hanne Krogh, Bettan, they all told me about this Jarl who owns hotels. Yeah, it sounded like a Viking thing, you know, like he owns a lot of things. So After some time, I was thinking that, is there a Jarl? Is he just a myth?
Well, we'll get back to that. Let's listen to your Fairy Tale. Here is Alexander Rybak from 2009 and his song. That was Fairy Tale and Alexander. Now, the song broke a lot of records. I mean, you got the most 12 points ever in at that point, right?
Right.
2009.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What other records did you break?
I'm very humble on this. I don't remember, but okay, since you're asking. Most points overall.
Wow.
The biggest margin to the second place. I still have both of them, but the 12-point thing, Loreen got it. Well deserved as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not only that I took some records. Then it's also I held them for lots of years, and still even some of them. So it's a big thing.
Well, we'll definitely play Loreen later on today in our show. But I want to actually talk about your next song that you did perform within Eurovision. You a few years after, which you know, I don't think anyone expected you to come back, but you did. You came back and did another song. Which song was that?
It was called "That's How You Write a Song," like an instruction manual. You know, I already conquered Europe. I had this thing done already, so I thought that okay, I just want to bring some joy back to all the people who voted for me and to have fun, and just writing a song about writing a song in a completely different genre. I didn't want to do like the same winning formula. I wanted to try something else. Of course I was hoping to win, but I guess winning the national selection one more time and winning the semi-final was enough.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. Now, where did you perform it? Where was the Eurovision the year that you came back?
Lisboa.
Yeah, so in Lisbon, in Portugal. I got to
don't you say Lisboa? Yeah, Lisbon
in English and Lisboa in most other languages. Now, in Lisbon, I got to see the performance, and I was hanging out with our friend Jaime.
Oh yeah, you were there.
Yes, and I got to go to the VIP party, the events behind the scene, and it was an amazing place. Actually, I liked it. Compare the two venues. I mean, Eurovision in 2009 and Eurovision 2018. What's the biggest difference?
Well, you know, Moscow, you know, Russia, they want to be, you know, they want to be best, the biggest. So the stage was too large, really. I mean, for the television it looked good, but for the artists, we felt so small because the stage was just amazingly huge, immensely large.
Really, and just getting to it probably took a while, just to run from the back into the front and get.
Yeah. It's a big machinery, but that's like that with all the stages. But yeah, especially in Russia, everything was so big. So some of the artists, they felt so small. I remember some complained about that. Not me. I always feel big. but so in Lisbon, what did you say? Lisbon. Yeah. Yeah, with an O.
Lisbon.
Yeah.
Lisbon. Yeah.
Maybe the stage was smaller. Everything was smaller, but then we got the more kind of intimate feeling.
Yeah.
So, but I just, to be honest, I don't remember that much from that year because I was so, I had so much problems with sleeping pills, and I didn't.
Well, we'll talk about that when we come back. But let's listen.
Not too much.
No, just a quick thing. But let's listen to That's How You Write a Song from 2018.
Yeah, take notes.
That was That's How You Write a Song from 2018, and you did mention sleeping pills. I mean, you're such a big artist. You travel around the globe. It's not always easy to sleep on command. And you know, being a crew member, and this is going out on CrewRadio, it's another problem for a lot of crew members. We don't sleep well either. I mean, it's hard, jet lag and all that, right?
Yeah, and pizza. I talked to you about that.
We eat pizza here, so.
And you mentioned that luckily, most of the time you have like a good sleeping heart, that we say in Norway.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. But
not everyone, and you had a hard time, right?
I'm very sensitive to everything. So when I started with sleeping pills, then I became almost like a drug addict. Well, not almost. It was drug addiction, right? And all different benzos for the daytime. When I realized that in between the doses, it was so hard to just live, to eat, everything hurt, really, like extreme headaches all the time. So when I was in Eurovision, I was just exhausted all the time. I just wanted to go home. When we won the semi-final, I just wanted to go home.
Really,
and everything is just like that.
It's been a few months now since you actually got off it and became free or clean.
Yeah,
you know?
And I also wanted to come clean. That was maybe the most important step for me, to tell people that, well, I've struggled with this, I'm still struggling, and now maybe the next song we can play is one that I made about this topic. It's called Give Me Rain. It's about fighting your demons and surviving like the worst nightmares, even when those nightmares continue like day after day. But yeah, I know that some people already found comfort in this song, so maybe you will as well.
Yeah, Give Me Rain. That was Give Me Rain. But I just got to see a new song by you that I really, really loved. The video was so much fun. How did that one come about?
Thank you. I know which one you're talking about. The song is called Magic. And, well, you know, with the previous song that I did, Give Me Rain, and the problems I've had with sleeping pills, sleeping addiction, I almost had a relapse, like a very hard relapse, some months ago. But then I stumbled over a blog. A girl has this disease. It's a horrible disease. It's called endometriosis, where tissues from the womb, they attack the rest of the body. So having like menstruation, your period, it hurts, and for her it hurts all the time. So she was like thrown between hospitals and I was so moved by her blog because she writes about so difficult things with so much humor, so much positivity, and I really fell in love with this. A cute girl as well, right? But
yes, all the crew members, the guys out there, yes, he is straight and he is cute, and the girls, yes, he's all yours.
Well, not all yours. Well, she's and even before we started dating, so we're dating now, but before we started dating, I just wrote the song about that everything in life that used to be very annoying, like seagulls screaming every time I can't sleep, but now seagulls, they scream magic.
Oh wow.
And things like that. Beating of my heart, which is like can also sometimes also be very hjertebank. How do you say that?
It's well, the pounding, right?
Pounding, yeah.
You feel
when you are nervous, yeah. It can also be magic because it's magical because it also it means that you're still alive. That's all things she wrote in the blog. I translated into the song, so I hope you like it.
Magic. In 2009, when you won, I like to ask my friends when they are on the show which song they liked or which winning song they preferred or liked. But since you won in 2009, what other song do you remember from that whole show? If you even remember anything from the show, because I mean,
you a lot of them, like Randajad and the Armenian one. Mostly I remember either the artist or the title or the country or the melody.
But your favorite though from that year?
But my favorite, I remember it all. It was Ukraine, Svetlana Loboda. I think the song was called Valentine. Be My Valentine.
I wish. Be My Valentine. And that was Svetlana Loboda. I think you speak better Russian than I do, at least the way you
Svetlana Loboda.
Svetlana Loboda. There we go. And
I remember I really was scared of this competition because usually I was just thinking that if not win, I'm gonna win people's hearts, right?
Well, she came in sixth, so I mean, you were fine. You didn't win. But from 2018, what song do you remember the most? And not talking about the winning song, that was Israel.
Yeah, because that's the one I remember most, of course, because it was so hyped. But maybe so the one I liked the most was Elena from Turkey. No wait,
Cyprus.
Cyprus, yeah. Thanks. The song is called Fuego.
Fire, yes.
Yeah, and it's still a big banger on the clubs.
Cool.
And I can understand why. I remember I was talking to her right after Netta won and she came second. I told her that sometimes when I'm between the doses, like the sleeping pill doses, I became so and when I was on the low, I was so nervous for everything. And when they counted the voices, I remember I got a 12 point from Italy. I couldn't even pretend that I'm happy. I just really wanted to go home and take my next dose. It was horrible. And then I tried to be like polite and gave a hug to Elena and tried but I have so bad humor My humor is horrible when I'm on my lows. Well, I'm sorry, when I was on my lows.
Yeah.
Now I'm on a constant high. But and I told her, well, I guess Cyprus wouldn't have the money anyway to host Eurovision, but your song is the best. And she got so mad at me, and she said, no, we absolutely have the money. And I thought, okay, Alex, just go home. Nobody understands you. Leave, and
Well, let's listen to Cyprus and Fuego from 2018.
I still like the song.
And I'm sitting here today with Alexander Rybak, the winner from 2009 with the song Fairy Tale. Now, if you have been a follower of Euro Stoop Talk and Eurovision Song Contests for many, many years, you might actually have heard and seen the movie that came out a few months ago now on Netflix. And the movie was about Eurovision and all the drama and all the glimmer, glam, glitter and rhinestones and craziness. And in that movie, I did see you, Alexander.
Yeah, for a short while. I'm still eating pizza, just like last time.
Yeah, he is eating his pizza. We're having a lot.
Yeah.
So that's.
I'm quite surprised that for 40 seconds of screen time on Netflix.
Yeah.
That I now have like 12,000 new followers after just 3 weeks.
That's amazing.
3 weeks after the premiere, I got 12,000 new followers. And I know that in American terms it's not that much, but it's usually I get like every week maybe 500 if I'm lucky. So after
you can just
3
send
weeks,
them my way.
Yeah.
If you want to on Instagram, jarl.ofc.
Yeah.
But if they want to follow you actually on Instagram, what is your Instagram?
It's Rybak Official.
Okay, RYBAK Official.
Yeah.
That's his
Thanks
handle
for the
on Instagram.
promo.
Of course. And you also have a big fan group and fan base out there, and I know that they will be listening, of course. Now, since we're talking about movie, I mean, who else was in that movie? I mean, celebrities and Eurovision stars. I saw quite a few famous faces or known faces. Do you remember any of those?
Well, you mean the Eurovision?
Yeah, from the Eurovision one. The Eurovision movie.
Yeah, it was Loreen.
Yeah, she was in it.
Absolutely. My brother Ludwig. I really like him. Yeah. And
the Portuguese guy.
John Lundvik.
Yeah, that one from Sweden you're talking about.
Yes,
the Swedish guy, and also the Portuguese winner.
Yeah, but he wasn't there. He was not invited to the party.
Oh, but he was playing on the square, right?
Yeah, because he was getting his own party.
Ah, okay.
So he got the best deal of all of us.
And Conchita was in it, wasn't?
Conchita, yeah.
She was in it too.
You remember all of them.
There was a few of them there. It was pretty cool.
And Netta, of course.
Yeah, she was in it too. That's right.
I think they asked Lawrence as well, because I mean he's the most recent winner.
From
but
Netherlands.
I guess he had like a concert or something. Yeah.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Now we are actually sitting here eating pizza in Norway right now, but there is no pizza as good as the pizza you find in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? Chicago pizza is one of the best. That's
even the menu on this restaurant here in Norway, I think half of it is called Chicago pizza.
Now, why am I even mentioning this? Now, I know you're in the TV and the movie business a little bit here and there, but a big announcement is that you're actually moving to Chicago. What is that all about?
Actually, that is a big announcement from me anyway. First, I've been hiding some secrets, the last 2-3 years I've struggled with my health because of sleeping pills, and some months ago I talked to my followers about that, so that was like a big burden of my shoulders.
Well, when we come back I want to talk about that, but first I'm going to listen to Double Trouble from the Eurovision movie.
Yeah.
So now I know that everyone is guessing and waiting to hear about Chicago and your travels.
Well, yeah. I just I briefly mentioned my last big reveal about the sleeping pill addiction, blah blah blah. But my second big reveal waited for it I was so excited to share this with everybody that the last 2 years I've been planning to study in America.
I remember you were talking about it.
Right? 2 years ago, summer 2018, I guess.
Was that when you were in New York?
Maybe.
I think so.
So that summer I just realized that, okay, it's about time that while I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with my body and my health, stomach, whatever, anyway, I want to stress less, and work more and play more, and not only in front of the audience, because that's lots of stress for me.
So what
I wanted to do behind the screen. So I always dreamed of doing music for movies.
Wow.
And
cool.
then I thought, so 2 years ago I decided that now I'm going to take the step, make that dream a reality. And I started the application system process, and it was a big project, long project, but now I'm finally ready to move to Chicago.
We'll talk more about that in a few, but let's listen to one more song from the Eurovision movie, Husavik, which is hometown, and your new hometown is Chicago. That was Husavik from the movie Eurovision, and Alexander is telling us that he's moving to his new hometown, which is Chicago. And what is the school going to be all about?
It's all about composing for the screen, not only for movies, but also video games and TV shows, of course, even VR.
Really?
So.
But you've been composing stuff that people don't even know about. I mean, I've seen your plays, and I've seen stacks of work.
That's it. Thank you, Jarl. I just like diversity.
But they don't know that about you.
But that's where I'm from. I'm from classical music, where everybody has to know. They has to know Bach, Tchaikovsky, but also modern pieces, John Williams. We don't like to stick to one genre, and. So the thing that when you become a famous artist, then people say, well, stick to your image. But then what is my image? First I won the Kjempechansen, it's like Norway's Got Talent in 2006 with jazz. So people said, okay, Alex, stick to jazz, that's your thing. I said, no, wait.
And then I
made folk music, and won the Eurovision with that. And then people said, okay, stick to that, please, just.
But didn't
I did a book for children. And then all the people said that, okay, now you have to do a sequel. And I don't want to do a sequel. I don't want to do a musical.
But didn't you make a song for the cartoon? How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, Your Dragon.
But I wouldn't call that soundtrack, because it's just it's a soundtrack. It's not composition for the screen. But while that was just a song, it was one of my favorite projects, really.
Let's listen to it. It's a beautiful song. What is it called?
Into a Fantasy.
Into a Fantasy. That was from the cartoon. If you haven't seen that one, it is absolutely lovely, and your song is one of my favorites.
And you should, of course, see it in Norwegian, all of you, even if you don't understand Norwegian, because the lead role is amazing there in Norwegian.
It's me. He is pointing to himself. He is the voice of the lead. So there is no doubt you're going to get to see that movie. You're going to turn off the English version of it, or whatever language you have, and listen to the Norwegian one.
The beautiful nasal voice of Alexander Rybak.
There you go. Now, if you had to play another song of yours, which song would you like to let us listen to?
In a time where I really focused on the application for composition for the screen and everything, I still wanted to do something to give one song to my fans in the middle of the fighting, the sleeping pills, blah blah blah. So I just made a very heartfelt ballad, which is called "I'm Still Here." I hope you will feel it.
And before we finish today's interview with Alexander, we will of course play his fairy tale song, and he will be moving very shortly to the US and to Chicago. And how long is this school going to be for?
It's 2 years. I did my applications for 5 schools, I got invited to 4 of them, so I'm pretty happy with that. And so it was between Chicago, Los Angeles, or not Norway, New York.
New York.
And I love Los Angeles. I love the weather, right, in LA.
Of course, yeah.
But you can't get a famous composer just by living in a nice weather.
And you'll be hanging out on the beach more than you will be hanging around
exactly.
at school.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's cold enough in Chicago.
Now I can just freeze to death on my way to class, and then...
And your fingers are going to be frozen if you're going to bring your violin. You're going to be like, like shaking on every song.
But actually, it's called Columbia College in Chicago, and it now, last year, it was ranked the 3rd best school in the world for composing, after London and I think it's Juilliard, I guess. Yeah. So it was a no-brainer for me. And the best thing, speaking of Los Angeles, that the last semester in this very highly competitive program, last semester is in Los Angeles. So
well,
I'm getting
both worlds.
Just like I like it. Yeah,
it's definitely a fairy tale. And let's finish our interview and our talk here today with the song from 2009. Where he won the most points and most 12 points of all of them. So thank you again, and follow Alexander on Rybak Official on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
thank you very much for inviting me for a talk and eat.
Yes, pizza. We had Norwegian pizza, getting ready for the Chicago pizza. And again, all fans, follow him on Instagram, on Twitter, on everything you can, on Facebook.
And YouTube. That's YouTube, where things happens. Yeah, Alexander Rybak video.
There you go, Alexander Rybak video on YouTube, and of course CrewRadio fans on Instagram for us, as well as CrewRadio 1 on Twitter, and myself, Jarl.ofc. And I'll be back next week. Merci, au revoir, goodbye, and
12 points.
12 points from Norway.